of the football, which I thought we did well. I had 4 turnovers. I thought Matt Wild, punter, had a good game with field position. Special teams played well. It's nice to finish out the game we did. So it'll be good to get back home in front of our fans this week. We'll be loud and rowdy on a Sunday night.
Mike, with the third down defense, how much of that is what you guys are doing to set yourselves up for success with what you do on the first and second down, and how much of it is just a get off the field mentality on third down?
It's hard to say. We've actually struggled. The worst thing we've been doing defensively is first and second down. We haven't been very good there. I mean, recently we've been better, but we worked real hard at third downs. We've been working real hard on first and second down in the last few weeks. So, and guys are executing. We change up some calls here and there every week and try to figure out what's the best way to stop them. And guys have executed. When
you have a streak like you guys had going for most of yesterday's game as well, does that become a point of pride? Like, keep this going thing? Is that even discussed on the sidelines or anything?
Not really by me. I don't know. I don't know what everybody's saying over there because I'm the two that they converted. One was a quarterback sneak, and one was one was a quarterback sneak, one was a quarterback scramble.
Mike, you had some younger guys step up on defense yesterday. I know Rick Spielman has said before that with the salary cap, you maybe can't spend a lot of money on defensive reserves, but you're just able to come up with some of these undrafted guys, late draftees. What are some of the keys and these young guys on defense, the way they've developed?
Well, we got good coaches, number one. I think that's good. I think they're talented guys. So just because a guy isn't drafted doesn't mean he's not a good football player. I mean, there's nowadays with only 7 rounds, there's a lot of players that are available after the draft that have opportunities to play. And we've been very fortunate. We work real hard at getting those kind of guys.
What is Holton Hill showing you, I guess, yesterday, the game before, that, what stuff that you saw when you guys were looking to sign him as an undrafted free agent that's translating to now?
Well, obviously the size and speed and toughness that he has. When he gets out there, the game's not too big for him. He just goes out and plays and does his job.
What's the key, I guess, in certain, Mike Hughes is somebody you talked about, throughout when he was playing, just, how quickly he picked things up, and just the, I guess the mental wherewithal was not too big for him coming from college to the NFL, but to get young defensive backs to play as well as they have, so when, injuries arise, a guy like Holton Hill can go in there and do what he did. Kind of a long-winded question.
Yeah, I missed part of it, but I think the biggest thing is that these guys come in and pay attention to the meetings. The older guys help these guys a lot. Xavier, Trey, these guys all help these young guys. Marcus Sherrills, all these guys. And Terrence spends a lot of time with them. And so, all that stuff is helps them when they have to get out there. And, I wouldn't say, like Holton has everything down pat, but, he's got a lot of physical attributes that can translate into being a good corner. And now we're working on continuing to get better with technique, get better with fundamentals, get better with the knowledge of the game. That's usually what is different for young defensive backs in general coming into the NFL. It's a lot of technique, knowledge of the game, things like that.
What do you think the biggest factors were in stopping the run effectively yesterday?
Okay, so one of the things we talked about all week long was perimeter run force, because a lot of their big runs had come from bounce outs to the perimeter with Crowell. And Trey made a couple really nice tackles coming off the perimeter. I thought we were strong at the point of attack. I thought Jaleel Johnson played well. Sheldon played well inside. That helps. And then the linebackers were in the right place most of the time.
You mentioned Trey. Obviously he had a couple big plays in the passing game, but in the running game specifically, what has he done that has allowed him to sort of diagnose things so quickly and be in the right spot?
Part of it's reading your keys. I mean, that's, you know, that's part of it, is being able to read your keys, and that's part of, you know, talking about young corners. If their eyes are in the wrong place, typically wrong things happen. Now, you know, he still has some issues sometimes where his eyes are in the wrong place, but the majority of the time now, he's been really, in the last couple of years, he's been really good with looking at his key. You know, they get in all those different formations, and you got three guys over there. If you're looking at the wrong one, you're looking at the quarterback, you're looking at the running back, you know, that's where you get in trouble. And so if you focus on your key, typically, that gives you a good read.
How do you feel about Jalen Holmes' continued development? Obviously, got a sack yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he did, you know, he did better. I thought he played to his strength a little bit more than trying to, I guess, be somebody he's not. So I think that helped him have a better game.
Mike, with that three-man front that you've had on the nickel package at times with Eric Wilson in there, what's the benefit of doing that as opposed to coming with a four-man front? Where does that kind of come into play?
You know, there's a number of different things, Ben. It's, you know, you can, usually with a four down front, you know, they're in protection, they're identifying four guys and one more guy. In the three down front, they have to identify three down and one other guy. It might be Barr, it might be Kendricks, it might be Wilson. So there's different ways to rush a quarterback, but you also have other guys in coverage. So, you know, you may have a guy covering back or covering tight end or doubling a guy. I mean, you know, I guess it's a little more varied.
Sure. Has that come into play, I guess, as teams have started to, the double-A gap blitz has become more common and teams learn how to block that up? Is that kind of a adjustment to the adjustment there?
Some of it, yeah. Some of it. I mean, you know, we're seeing, I mean, every team in the league now is running double-A gaps. And so, you know, 6 years ago, whatever it was, 7 years ago when we started all that stuff, you know, it was free runners all day long. And now it's, you know, okay, we're gonna block it this way, we're gonna do this, we're gonna check to that, check to a screen, do this. So it's just, give them something else to work on, and then, you know, at some point we'll be back to our own self.
Mike, talk a lot about guys needing to be in the right places, going to the right places, and you have to have a good play call for defense to work, but, I mean, how much of it does it boil down to just having good tacklers too, or guys who finish those tackles?
Yeah, big. I mean, you know, in today's NFL, with the way the space, you know, everybody's playing in space now. If you're not a good tackler in space, it makes it really hard to be a good defensive team, because they don't allow you, you know, they don't bunch everything up much anymore. Everything's rockets and, you know, don't block this guy, leave this guy alone, and 5 wide receivers, and, you know, yesterday they came out in 3 wide receivers and 2 tight ends a lot, and, you know, they had maximum protections, they had no backs, you know, all 5 guys out, you know, so it becomes a space game, really. And that's part of why you want to get more cover guys in there if you can.
And Mike, with some of those interior runs that Latavius was able to pop through, what did you see that was working so well with the blocking up front?
We did a good job of cutting off the backside. The first one, the first touchdown, they were in a shell coverage, and I think we got up on the linebacker, and then he beat the safety, and then the second one, the long one, we kind of cut him out of the gaps, and he made a good cut. One guy overran, he made a good cut.
Have you seen Pat Elfline progress as he's gotten more and more?
Yeah, he's doing really well. I thought he played well yesterday.
Stephon Diggs was saying yesterday, figures the Saints will come in with a chip on the shoulder, you know, with the miraculous play and everything, the way they lost the last game. Are you kind of expecting that from the Saints standpoint?
I think the Saints will come in with a chip on their shoulder because that's who they are. They come in, you know, they're very aggressive on defense, they're aggressive offensively. They got a good football team. So, you know, I don't know, that was a long time ago.
Mike, what's it like preparing for Breeze?
It's different than it has been the last 2 weeks. This guy's amazing. You know, I've always thought, you know, when you talk about Hall of Fame quarterbacks, you know, obviously he's going to be one, but he's very cerebral, accurate. He's moving well in the pocket. You know, I was watching tape today, and I'm like, how old is this guy? I thought he was, you know, getting old, but he moves well in the pocket. you know, he's not really a runner, but he scrambles, and, usually to find guys open, and he knows where to go with the football, and he's extremely accurate. They've got a great scheme, you know, they all kinds of things. They've got all different personnel groups. They use the backup quarterback Hill as a tight end. They use him as a running back. They use him as a quarterback, run the option. So, you know, there's a lot of different things.
Has that been the amazing thing you look at? And just doesn't seem like there's a physical deterioration or any kind of.
Breeze?
Yeah, and he's
No.
39. It doesn't seem like.
No, he should retire too.
Mike, what'd you see from Isadora on film?
You know, he came out, I thought he did pretty good. You know, one of the runs with Latavius, he cut the guy off. That was who it was. On the first run, he cut the guy off. You know, the guy was inside shade on him, he cut him off and allowed him to get up in there. So he did some good things in the running game. It was decent in the pass game.
Any more information on Tom Compton's knee?
No.
On Barr or Rhodes, any update on those guys? Okay.
When it comes to Drew Brees, I mean, everybody is a competitor, but what about him do you see that takes that to another level with his competitiveness?
Well, I kind of know from, you know, my son was there, so he knows him, and he said he's one of the most competitive guys there is. It didn't matter what they were playing, he was trying to win. You know, whether it's, you know, games on the yard or whatever, so, I just, from what I know that Sean loves him.
Two more.
I feel like Brian O'Neill is kind of just settling in at that right tackle spot.
Yeah, I thought he played well yesterday, physical, much better in pass protection, good in the running game, thought he did well. Okay, good.
All right.
One last.